and with the internet, and with, I think, pulling people, interesting people into it, it's exploding. And I think, like any, almost the Cambrian explosion, any evolutionary epoch, which you suddenly get massive development, there's a huge number of interesting things going on, not all of which will survive, but all of which are interesting, more interesting, frankly, than, you know, the last sort of 15 years put together. And that's exciting. So, I mean, you know, that excites me. And the Brainjuicer story, which is one of innovation. I mean, I invented something called the Mind Reader, just to find out what a large number of people think and feel about any subject. Seemed obvious to me. It uses a genetic algorithm to basically produce a learning machine. Just very simple, but it works, and it tells you what people think. Since then, you know, we've invented new research tools. I've played around with predictive markets, so using the wisdom of crowds, something that turns a lot of market research, classic sampling theory on its head, frankly, which is always quite fun. And I'm going to talk to you particularly about creatives. My mission was to try and find a way to create a test that can identify the naturally gifted creatives in the population. So like an IQ test, if you will, but one that actually we could find, you know, not just people who look creative, but those who are actually creative, people who can produce interesting things. And it became a labor of love. I mean, it took a long time to crack, but I think we've done it, and it's no doubt can be improved. But it means that you can now have an army of creatives at the end of an internet connection, working on your project, on your brand, on your idea. And so by now you'll have got the flavour. I mean, that's what I enjoy doing, and the only way to experiment is by trying. And so when Yaroslav, you know, asked me if I'd do the presentation for London in Prague, it was like fantastic, you know. And I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen the other speakers; they're much better than me. So I'll be listening in to them to learn, hopefully as much as you will. And it should be a fun day. Looking forward to it.